wailing of sirens going on in the background, it's easy to miss some of the other stuff that's going on in the world. And good friend of the channel, Miriam Cates, has finally got her private members bill published. It's Relationships and Sex Education Transparency Bill, which, I don't know, may or may not go into the King's speech in a short period of time. It has a lot of backing, and in itself it's reasonably innocuous. I use that word advisedly. Not innocuous, but reasonably. It means that schools will have to publish beforehand what they're going to do with their relationships or sex education stuff, and it means that they can't use materials from providers that haven't been published. So we might well see a slew of organisations that the Tories traditionally don't like publishing their material, and schools are going to have to put all of this stuff on their website, because the basic problem with this, of course, is that, well, I'll let Miriam say. So let's have a look at what she's got to say. In the Telegraph, campaigners, journalists and MPs have exposed outrageous resources that promote gender identity theory. Campaigners, handful of people like her. Journalists, handful of people like her. MPs, handful of people like her. Yeah, this is all of your individuals like James S's that spend their entire day looking for things to be outraged by, because once you've found one little thing you don't like, then it immediately becomes part of a Marxist plot to subvert the family. That's that little crew, little Christian crew that they are, very concerned about the mortal souls of 11-year-olds. Which indeed I am, if you like, but for a different reason. Anyway, encourage children to discuss sexual pleasure. You notice the inverted commas there, because everything that they are worried about, it comes in inverted commas, and describe extreme sex acts. No, they don't. I don't know. Extreme is always in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? A whale is an extreme mammal, isn't it? And they're extremists, them whales. Not really. Yes, basically anything they don't like, okay? So this is the problem with the bill. Anything we don't like, we will jump up and down about. It's a gift that will never cease on giving, because the Daily Mail and the Daily Telegraph will love to be outraged by such words as masturbation, even though, if you think about it, it's something that people do on a regular basis, statistically speaking. Majority of them. Outrageous, extreme sexual pleasure. There you go. The prevalence of these dreadful materials appears to have increased since 2009, when the Department for Education introduced compulsory RSE in schools. Appears. It hasn't. It's just that you have decided to make more of a jumping up and down thing about it. That's what appears to be going on. A lack of clear guidance opened the door to a wild west of third-party sex education providers. Yes, the government since 2010 has been very, very keen on third-party providers giving stuff to schools. It's part of their marketisation policy. Anyone what does a bit of sociology, Miriam, will understand the context of that and the pros and the cons of it. Hey, look, I've just done the teacher thing there. Do you see? It appears that you as an MP pushing in this area don't. And certainly the people that write for the Daily Telegraph on a regular basis don't, do they? No, they're not interested in any form of reality, extreme or otherwise. Many espousing political views. Aha, we come to the rub of the matter. Yes, we just don't like what they stand for. We don't like Stonewall. We don't like anybody that suggests that it's okay to be trans, even though those two things might be quite important to a reasonably large section of young people in schools. Clause 28, yet again, to sell their content in the classroom. Yes, and there we are, there we have it. Yes. So we'll see if this is in the King's Speech. I think even if it gets presented before Parliament, it will probably simply get voted through, because the Labour Party can't find any reason to have any policies at all these days. So this is likely to go on the statute books, which means Q in the next session of Parliament, certainly an enormous raft of horrific stories of extreme sex pleasures, and I don't mean Mr. Bone MP and the rest of them. I mean Miriam and her friends in heaven, making sure that our souls are safe. Anyway, do have a lovely day if you can. It's going to be damp. Yay. Do I cycle? I don't know.